So when conflict arises,
All right.
I want you to take the choice.
When we take a breath so that I can make better.
Take the choice to take a breath, right? To breathe. Take a deep breath in.
1 or 3?
Depends on how big that conflict is.
Okay. All right. That's good to know.
So we're gonna say take in deep breath equivalent to that conflict you're going through.
As many as needed.
Okay.
To calm down and get to peace, right?
Yep, as many as needed.
Could be 1, could be 3, could be 7.
Yep. It could be 15 if you're really hot.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Take a choice to take a deep breath, as many as needed, to be able to make a conscious choice, right? So to take a deep breath, to take a conscious choice.
And would help me if you give me a number.
Okay. So I'm going to just say 3, because that's 3 is a pretty good. That's a pretty good. Within 3, most people can get it.
Down, yeah.
The bigger the conflict, it could take you 30 minutes of deep breathing.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, but
it might take you 7 or 10 or whatever,
but typically 3 is enough to feel yourself shift.
Right. Okay. See, conflict. So now we're in the continuity. What's in it for me? Because you're giving me an action that's going to be empowering me into, or I'll say out of the conflict into peace in the moment. Right? So Adam's saying here, this would be a great place for an imagine statement. Let's say you just taught me what to do. You told me what to do. And then you say, imagine, right?
So imagine your life no longer being controlled by your past perceptions, those programs that are running you, that you have enough.
Too big for me.
That was too big?
Yeah, it's like way out here, and I'm like,
because I was tying back to the beginning, tying in with my conclusion.
Right, but as an entrepreneur, I'm looking for something practical that I can use in a meeting or with a customer or with my reports. You know what I'm saying?
You want it right now. Got it.
Because I can imagine.
Take 3 years. So imagine when that challenge arises, you can regain your composure before you engage back in and lose a deal.
Okay, so let me make sure that I want to make sure that I'm being good here for you. Okay. So you taught me about the 3 breaths.
Yeah.
Right? Which we just talked about. Right? And then you're going to follow that teaching up with imagine the next time you're with some conflict arises with, a direct report.
Yeah, a business relationship. How's that?
And yes, and you're able to step back and breathe, have peace in the moment, and then a calm solution comes because the energy has been shifted, right? Something like, does that make sense?
Yeah, I like it.
Something like that, because I can see myself in this conflict situation with this direct report.
Right.
Or I can even see it in conflict within myself because I'm anxious, about the moment. Right?
Right.
So yeah, that's the imagine thing. I got to put an imagine statement in. But and then he says, move to your powerful conclusion.
So then that would be my little story there with Eckhart Tolle and Deepak Chopra, and 5 minutes of conscious breath would change your life.
Yeah, that could work.
Because that's like, not only do I want them to take 3, that's what's in it. That's the immediate what's in it for now. But the bigger what's in it is we get to start our enlightenment, or become more enlightened.
And Tolle can take you to that bigger enlightenment. So now
Right.
you've gone from a situation with a direct report or
Right.
discomfort in a meeting to this bigger enlightenment from this expert.
Yep. Cool.
That would take care of the continuity 6 minutes. And let me just, for the sake of the recording,
Okay.
let me just go back to what we said about context.
Yep.
Right. And maybe the teacher in me says, read your notes about that, and then if we can make that way, we
Okay, so we haven't got all of the totality of it, but a broad statement.
Yeah, that's non-controversial, right?
There's not, yep, a broad statement that's acceptable.
Yeah, and when I say
we're living in a world of conflict, of overwhelm, of a very fast-paced society, almost insanity.
Okay.
And if we're going to have world peace, that peace needs to begin with us.
Okay, now let me pause button. So that's a great statement. Nobody can argue with that. Okay.
Right.
Now, would it work to put an enrolling question in there after that broad statement?
Yeah, and I don't know, do I need the enrolling question from the start instead of the broad statement?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, you just going to put this together and feel how it goes. I mean,
yeah,
realizing it, but if we get a nice structure here, and again, this is part of my preference, my training, broad statement to the problem, to
the
question that's going to be in the person's mind, and then here's the solution.
Right.
You're through
line.
Okay. So you got your broad statement. If you ask an enrolling question, how many of you all would like to have more peace? Right?
Right.
Then you made your statement that
it's not always easy because we're conditioned.
Well, you said, yeah. Well, I thought you said peace begins with.
Let peace begin within you. It is the beginning of world peace. How do we do this? It's not so easy.
Right. That's a nice question. How do we do this?
Yeah.
Right. And because here's the problem.
Right.
Right. And this problem started in childhood.
Yes.
And here's my story about it.
My childhood.
With me.
Right.
Okay. So all of that is your context.
Right.
Okay. Then in the conflict, we said we want to have maybe 2 or 3 thoughts that the naysayers might have. Some people don't believe that peace is possible.
Right.
Right? Some people, are so habitually tied to conflict. If there's no conflict, they'll make some up just to, because that's how they live. That's what they're used to.
Right.
Right.
The politics.
Yes, and then the politics was the other
health challenges. This is another one. People continually will be sick. Mm-hmm. They'll be angry.
Yes.
They have their addictive emotional patterns that keep them in turmoil.
Yeah, and that's why they don't believe peace is possible. So all of that, however you make that blossom.
Right.
And then here's your message about peace in the moment again.
Yes, peace in the moment is possible. When that conflict arises, you take in 3 deep breaths.
Well,
because guidance physiology says.
Right, yeah, that's where you might do some teaching, because maybe they won't believe you, but they might believe, what was that,
guidance physiology.
Yeah, I was going to say
Grey's Anatomy.
Guiding metaphysical, right?
No metaphysical, this is science.
Yeah. So anyway, you know what to do there, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then you give the solution.
Yeah.
And then all of that's conflict section. Then the continuity, what's in it for me is when give them what you want them to do.
Yes.
This is
imagine the conflict or the discomfort within yourself.
Right.
And
that's going to imagine comes after you teach them what to do.
Okay.
Right. You're going to teach them about the breathing. You might even breathe with them so that they experience it in the moment, like you did with us.
Right. Taking a deep breath in through the nose.
Imagine if you could, what you're feeling when you could do this. You have a conflict situation, what you're doing.
I'm also going to talk about fatigue. So it's not only conflict or discomfort, but that can also show up as fatigue.
Okay.
Because people are not breathing, they're shallow breathing. They're only oxygenating 10 to 20%, and we're supposed to be receiving 99% of our energy from our breath. And
that might go in that conflict section.
Right.
That's the problem, and you're pointing them to a solution.
Right.
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 I mean, it's better for me if you keep it more directly for me as your audience, more so than what's out there in the politics in the world. I mean,
stay focused into the entrepreneur.
Yeah, because that's who you're speaking to. You're not speaking to.
Yeah. Well, everybody's into that politic crap. Not me, but
yeah, that's because the disease ego is hooked.
So many are.
Judgment, hatred, punishment is their way,
Right. Okay. All right. I think I'm cool.
Okay, good.
Good to go.
I'll send you the recording so you will have.
You want? I don't know. Can you stop it and restart it, and then we have clean cuts for you and for me?
I don't know.
Why don't we disconnect and we reconnect? Will it let us reconnect right away? I can give you mine and we can reconnect on mine.
Let's try to reconnect on this. I'll stop it now.
Okay.